Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gabrielle Kazaya. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more videos. I was really just thinking and reflecting on my Spelman College experience and some things that a lot of girls feel as though they go through, or like some of the trials and tribulations that they feel like they incur when coming to school. And one of the main things that I began to think of was imposter syndrome. So just time purposes, like we're kind of going into the spring semester. And in the spring semester, for me personally, what affects me most is the SGA campaign season. So in just talking to other people, and I felt like a common theme, a common denominator for everyone's kind of like nervousness, apprehension for running, and a lot of other things is imposter syndrome. So I really want to just dive into it, especially because I know many of you are about to come to Spelman, are thinking about Spelman, have heard different things. I know in a different video that I had just posted, it was talking about, is Spelman a pretty girl competition? And that's based off this trending TikTok where this woman was saying like everyone goes there and feels as though everyone around them is prettier than them, so they are self-conscious about themselves. And I think that honestly ties right into imposter syndrome as well, because it's like, if you know that you are in your own lane, you're only competing against yourself, you're only trying to make yourself better, you're only worried about bettering yourself, then that wouldn't have even been like a conversation or a topic starter or a reason for a video. So I feel like I'm really just gonna get into the nitty gritty of like how people can feel this way, but also like how to align yourself and ensure that you never go through these things, and kind of like pull yourself out of that if you already are in it, because there's no improvement, no self-improvement if you stay stuck in that little bubble of like everyone else is better than me. So without further ado, I guess let's just keep getting into this video. To start off, when you enter Spelman, you're entering and you sit in Sister's Chapel, and they tell you like the average GPA for your class, and they tell you like the schools you've come from and the countries you've come from, and also the states of the girls that have come to your school. And they don't tell you much otherwise. I don't remember, mine was a few years ago, but I do remember those key things. I know for me at first it was like our average that year might have been like a 3.87, and my GPA might have been, coming out of high school, if it was a 3.87, I think mine was a 3.65. And I do remember like in that moment I looked over to my mom and was like, oh wow, like the average GPAs for the class was so high. And I think that was the moment where I made the distinct decision to either fall into, I feel like I don't belong here, like everyone else here is better than me, or the girls in my class, we really get it going, like we are on our work, we're about our business, and I'm gonna keep growing and keep improving and keep bettering myself because I'm surrounded by these amazing people. I think Spelman is such a unique place, especially for the Black woman specifically, because you come into a school where everyone there is on their stuff. Like, there's really nothing else to say. Like, everyone's brilliant, exceptional at what they do, they're driven, goal-oriented, they know where they want to be, and they're going to ensure that they end up there. So I think when you are surrounded by women who are so focused on their goal, they're so focused on getting to where they need to be, it's almost like you also feel as though you need to have a goal, a mission in life, and something like you need to have it all figured out. So I think that's like my number one thing. If you go into college, especially if you go into Spelman, and you don't feel like you have your life figured out yet, that is completely okay. Like, college is a place, Spelman is a place that will nurture you, that will help you grow, and will guide you along the way to help you figure it out. So don't feel ashamed, embarrassed, or any of those things if you enter and you're like, this girl has a business, I don't have a business, I need to do this, X, Y, and Z, like I need to get here, and here because she's doing it. No. Do something that you have the passion for. Do something that you truly care about. Because I think what some people fall in the trap of is like, she is doing, say, A, B, and C, like 4.0 business, extracurriculars outside of school, and say one other thing, and you feel like you're falling short because you're only doing 3 things. But in reality, you have to pay attention to what is your impact. Like, are you impacting the people that you aspire to? Like, are you helping people in need? Are you fulfilling all of your college aspirations? Are you interning? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And I think once you learn to measure your own success against the goals that you set for yourself and against who you were the previous year, the previous month, the previous quarter, you will learn that like there is really no room for you to compare yourself to someone else. And I always say comparison is a thief of joy, and I think especially at Spelman it highlights it so much more, because you are going to look to your left, you're going to look to your right. Your sisters are going to graduate with you, and how you all feel and represent yourselves, how much you feel as though like you'll accomplish at that point, is all based on you walking, like going towards everything you want to achieve. And I always say this to people, like, don't wait. Like, what are you waiting to do something for? Like, yes, some things, okay, like you can only do it at a certain time. However, when you're in a place like Spelman, it's like, act on those ideas. Figure out like that idea, like polish it, like consistently work on it, and then be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it here, I'm gonna do this here. But you don't always have to have a full blown out like blueprint or plan when you're about to do something. Like, you could have the idea, like you could be dreaming, say, and you're gonna be like, you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna make a baking business. Okay, figure it out how. Go purchase the supplies and pass out cookies to your sisters, or pass out cupcakes, or give them like a little sweet treat every Thursday, and then you're known that you're going to be there every Thursday, and then we're going to ask you to broaden your menu so more things can be on it, and you guys get the rest. So what I do think is like, sometimes it can be intimidating when you're walking into a space with all these Black women who are just on it. And then when alumni come back and they're like on it and they're making strides in the world and like they're doing all these things, you're like, well, how's little old me gonna do it? You cannot think about how much they are doing in comparison to yourself. You have to think about how much you want to do and then start working on it. If you just make the action and take the action and go do it, because that's how you'll get somewhere. If you just are so stuck in your head and comparing yourself and thinking about all those other things, you're never going to even take the action to make that change and go do something. Something else that I don't really feel as though many people mention is like, Spelman is one of the most supportive places. Like, if I call someone up right now, I'm just like, I'm lost, I'm confused, this is my idea, this is my thought, like, I don't even have to say I need help. I can just be like, and this is what's going on. My Spelman sister is gonna come and be like, girl, I'm gonna help you, like, we'll figure this out, we'll get through this together. So I think in that regard, this is where you learn to lean on a community of people who care about you. And I think that intentionality in it, of like knowing that you can rely on your sisters, knowing that you can call a Spelman alumna up, that is so important. And that's my other little nugget, like, I guess in this video, is call up the Spelman alumna. Ask them for guidance. Ask them about their journey to get there. Ask them about something. Whether they're going and did the exact career path you want to do or not, you're going to learn a gem or two from what they have to say, and then you're going to be able to apply it in your life. You'll be able to make sure you did not make that same mistake. I know, for example, earlier this year, I was thinking about doing a marketing internship. I was like applying to different ones, and she literally said to me, she was like, for where you want to go and what you just explained to me that you want to do, don't apply to one in fashion, apply to one in beauty. It's going to help you. You're going to get a higher pay raise when you leave school, and all the things that you just said to me, you'll be able on track to do. After that moment, And my goal was getting an internship before winter break. I went and I applied to all the internships in beauty. And I interviewed and I asked her some of the guiding questions. And I just said that story to say that you don't realize how much of a community is surrounding you and willing to help you until moments like that. Like, if I wouldn't have taken that call, or if I wouldn't have reached out, then nothing would have happened. If I would have been so caught up in the sauce that this other girl had an internship secured in September and mine wasn't secured to December, then I still would have been like so lost in it. And I think you have to ensure that you refrain yourself from being swept up off your feet by everyone else's momentum. And I think that's the best way for me to explain it. Like, just because everyone else is running and you're jogging does not mean you're not in the right place. It doesn't mean you're gonna fail, and it just doesn't mean any of those things. And I think also you have to remember that everyone is different. Everyone operates different. Everyone feels different. So even if you are feeling like right now, like, I don't really have the best friend group, when you enter, like, I don't really have the best friend group, you have to understand that, like, life is going to guide you in different places and allow you to meet different people. So maybe those girls weren't fitting for where you're about to enter in life. So God's gonna bring along someone else for you to meet, and they'll be the right people for where you're gonna attract these stairs. But you'll still be connected to them. You just won't be as close to them. So I think in all, and even in girls who are applying to Spelman, who are already accepted into Spelman, or who may even be deferred and you haven't gotten in yet, please, 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 please don't compare yourself. Don't think that the girl who is accepted for early action when you were deferred, that is your competition, or that she did something different than you and that deemed her better by the admissions office. Like, none of those things. I want you all to know that you are special and you are worthy in your own way. And especially when you enter Spelman, you need to remember that, like, you are here for a reason. You got in for a reason, and you're going to do the best that you can be, and you're going to accomplish so many things. So make sure that you're on your grind so much that you're motivating your sister, and your sister is motivating you, and y'all are ensuring that y'all are getting all of your goals accomplished, not just in these 4 years, but also once you exit the gates. That is basically just me blabbing about imposter syndrome. I actually saw one of my Spelman sisters, her name is Ken's the Creator. She called it Spelman syndrome, I think, in one of her videos. So really make sure you check out her videos. But yeah, like, please, 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 y'all, don't let it control your experience, because I hear so many people who subconsciously, the way they're talking, are impacted by imposter syndrome. And I think that's such a sad place to be in, because it's like, I don't know if I want to say thieving, but like, it's taking away your joy that Spelman brings and that Spelman has. So I don't want you all to fall in that place. So yeah, I really hope that you guys got something from this video, or just kind of understood how to better align yourself and move once on Spelman's campus, and just operating. And honestly, y'all don't even have to be going to Spelman to understand and listen to this video, because it applies everywhere. Like, you'll always have the possibility of having imposter syndrome, whether you are at school, at a job, at an internship, going down the street, like anywhere. I hope these tips helped. I hope you all have an amazing day. Comment down below either a nugget that you got from this video, or just how you're doing. Like, update me. Like, let's talk in the comments. I will see you all in my next video. I love y'all so much, and bye.